चालीस पे बने पड़ा बोला पानी अब कौन सा दूध खाए दादी तू पानी का मत गवा के ना फायर छोड़ दी
ये कहाँ बड़ा करे
I think that's going to be really crucial, really important. But then again, you've got Mortal. You can spot him from far afar because the kind of an outfit that he possesses, it's kind of sort of iconic, isn't it?
And that's what it's all about, because I love the fact that in BGMI, you still have your characterization and you still have something that is basically all yours. So that is how we recognize Mortal, and of course, that is not going to change even if the game does. But again, Aditya over here, he is aware that they do have enemies nearby, and keeping in mind that, this exact skirmish did take place yesterday as well, they are going to try and improve on their movement, because we did see yesterday all the action kind of take place where Destro is right about now, but this time around, it does look like a few shots have been let loose, and Marby, in fact, with that shot, he is going to get the first knock on Clash Universe, but Wexy comes in and gets the revenge on Marby, but Wexy is going to be a little smarter as he hits the deck, making sure he misses Scout OP's shots, but now this grenade, it could be devastating. Is Wexy going to be in the line of fire? Oh, he does take a little bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough.
I think this was really interesting, starting right off the bat. Team Clash Universe going up against Team Mortal, and right now Mavi, their IGL just being finished off. That's definitely gonna hurt them, but eventually they are certainly gonna recover. But the question still remains how, and Aditya just being spot off has to deal with both Scout and Mortal at the same time.
Now what's working in Clash Universe's favor is the fact that only two of their positions have kind of been given away. Of course, they know where Aditya is right now, but he's going to be holding down the fort, so to speak, laying down suppressive fire on Scout OP and Mortal, making sure that they are not going to be traversing towards him, especially from that position, because it is higher up, but Scout OP goes on the left flank just a little bit, gets a sight on Aditya and knocks him down, and before he can get any respite, he's all going in for the finish. Nice anticipation coming in over there, making sure that he hits the deck before getting shot out. Right now, Scout OP is going to be a little bit distracted because Destro has a good angle on him.
I really loved how Scout is just, making those movements. He's prone at the right amount of time, because had he been just there for even more than a second, he'd be knocked by now. But Aditya is making those small mistakes and has been punished for that as Destro all by his lonesome. I'm really curious as to see where on earth is Clash Universe right now.
Now, this is where Clash Universe and Wexy are going to have to, in fact, make some moves, because Aditya is going to be bleeding on his knees just in front of our screens. Destro's position has been given away, but now this is where Wexy or Clash Universe, in fact, they need to move from their position. They need to kind of flank from the left if they want to catch Scout OP off guard, because Regaltos is going to be keeping Destro at bay, which kind of gives Soul Mortal a little bit of a chance to, move up ahead as well. There you have it. Aditya is going to be dropping down, making sure he doesn't drop in the water, because if he does, he is going to drown to his death, and that was good enough distraction as Scout OP is going to get the better of Destro.
I mean, 100%. And, Team Clash Universe, they're just continuing on their mistakes, sort of exposing their bodies. And, Team Mortal is very well prepared for that. And there you have Clash Universe, this time going up against the man himself, Scout, just spraying on towards him, and he barely makes it alive.
A good jump out the window to make sure that he is not going to be a coffin in the waters down below. That is a good move over here. Now, Wexy, of course, is going to hold down the fort in his position and just try and give some information out. Now, this is where Team Mortal can actually capitalize on the situation, because on paper they do have the upper hand, and there you have it. Regaltos could be the first man to make a move. In fact, kind of flank all the way around from the left. That would be a good position to, kind of get up behind them, as Destro, of course, is going to be awaiting his death, which is going to be inevitable because I do not really see a revive coming in. But looks like Clash Universe is going to try and do the impossible. He is getting a bit close to his teammate, but now Regaltos is going to be the one man standing in his way. And the fact that he wants to get a little bit of a revive as he jumps up on the building. This is a good jump over here, because now Clash Universe is going to be not expecting that, as Destro is finally put out of his misery, which makes it a 2v3 situation in favor for Team Mortal.
I really love the spread coming in from Team Mortal, the way they just, are kind of pincering them down and kind of closing the gaps. And it all comes down to Vexy right now. He needs to, sort of stop the flank coming in from Scout. But if Regaltos, along with Mortal, makes a move on Clash Universe, I think Team Clash, they're just basically done over here.
It does kind of seem like that, but the thing is, they are anticipating that there is someone in the original building, and the original building, of course, is the one which is occupied by Vexy. But looks like we might have a few more contenders coming in, because Team Ronak is making a little bit of a display over here. They are going to be driving past, and maybe that sound cue just might be given out. And of course, you know how it is. Whenever you hear some bullets or whenever you hear some gunfire, it does attract potential predators that are going to be coming your way. But I like the fact that now Scout OP, he is going to be traversing a little bit as well, trying to make sure that he has a different angle. But now Regaltos, he does have an idea that someone is behind that building, and he's trying to make as much noise as he can, trying to distract his opponent.
It's still a launch party. This is the moment you're supposed to be having fun. You're supposed to be going right at the face over here on Clash Universe, and maybe just, try to fist him out. But either ways, I think finally Team Soul has decided to make a move. Clash Universe in a whole world of trouble. Does have that bit of a basement play coming in for him, as Regaltos will finally just find him off guard, but it's Scout getting the knock, and they will get the finish. However, Vexy finally being compromised. I know where Team Soul is heading up next.
Well, looks like Vexy's position could be compromised, just as you said. And you did kind of mention that, this is the launch party. You want players to have fun. But, my dear friend, when it's all about gaming, you know how competitive we get. And it doesn't really matter. It's all about the ego. It's all about the bragging rights on the line. And, of course, you want to be the one that says, haha, I knocked you out, and not the other way around. But now, Vexy is going to have his work cut out, as the remaining members of Team Mortal are going to try and engulf him like an amoeba, and then, suddenly just snuff his life out. But you got to keep one thing in mind. They are just outside the circle, not by a lot of distance, so it isn't going to be problematic. But again, all this gunfire could be attracting, like I said before, potential predators nearby.
Out of every place in Erangel, we had to witness this fight, going along in Water City. I mean, this is how personal, this has become. And Vexy, he needs to make a run for his life, because Regaltos is definitely on the chase, and here we have it. I mean, you've got K18 playing along with Omega, Akshat, and PG. Gonna feel bad for these lads. I barely think that he's gonna contribute anything to the fight, and might as just well be raging at his teammates. Guys, because of you I got knocked out, you did not give me that rest back up, and the list goes on.
So are you suggesting there's a lot of pointing fingers in the K18 camp? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, the players are really good. I have seen their streams. They've got some amazing shots. They've got some amazing firepower. But you as good as your weakest link, right? So, there we go.
So I'm assuming, all right. So I think if K18 does get a couple of shots in, you might have to redo your statement a little bit, because he might actually be carrying his teammates. But looks like Vexy does get the better of Scout OP back in Water City, which was kind of unexpected. I'm sure we are going to be switching to that fight right about now. The question is, can he finish what he started? Because he does have the knock, but you only get that point for those finishes. But right now, it looks like Team Cronton is going to be taking a fight up against the opposition in the form of Team Ronak, as Scout OP's life has finally been snuffed out.
I mean, I really want to see what's going on over there, but right now we've got a bit of a scuffle. Team Godlike, or rather Team Cronton, as we can call them. I think they're engaging against Shriman Legend, and the man himself has been knocked out, and Smokey is already on that flank. He's finding a different angle, and once he gets it, I think the finish is just going to be coming for us.
I will say one thing about Shriman Legend. I mean, doesn't matter if the guy is winning or losing. The way he entertains his followers and his audience is just amazing. I mean, I've never seen him getting angry. He's always been a happy-go-lucky guy, win or lose, which is what this game is all about. But looks like Vexy is going on a little bit of a rampage elsewhere, as now Regaltos is going to fall to his double-barrel shotgun as well. And one by one, it looks like Vexy is snuffing the life out of Team Mortal, and now Mortal is going to be the last man standing. It is going to be a one-on-one situation. Oh, wait a second. Did he just finish him? No, he did. It is going to come down to a one-on-one. It is going to be Vexy up against El Capitan himself, Soul Mortal. Now, Mortal is going to be a little low on HP. He does have that Uzi, though, so that high rate of fire could come in handy, as Vexy is going to come down the little staircase. Now it's going to be a waiting game, and of course, this is the third-person perspective. They have spotted each other out. Vexy goes back upstairs as Mortal lets loose a few shots and switches his weapon, which is good because well, that gun loses bullets really fast, but it's that shotgun, Fixes. That shotgun is going to be a bit scary at this range.
And 100%. I mean, I'm really having mixed opinions about the Uzi right now. And this is exactly why. I mean, the moment you just start spraying through, you never know when your mag is already over. But once you have that shotgun, you've got that close range going in for you. Now, it was a 1v3 situation. And boy, oh boy, Vexy, does he come out up top?
Man, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Vexy, this man is just too goddamn sexy. The way he got that clutch over there, one by one, wiping out Team Mortal. And again, the crowd favorites have been snuffed from this game. The first team to be knocked out. But it is what it is. A wonderful effort coming in from Vexy over there, making sure the Clash Universe is still in this game. What an amazing, amazing clutch over there. I wish we are definitely going to be seeing that in the replays, as right now, the team that you are going to be taking the mickey out of 8-bit. K18, I beg your pardon. In fact, they are preparing for a little bit of a fight up against Team 8, and looks like Sensei and Punk. Do you have an idea that someone is nearby? As, again, they are at the edge of the circle, so they're not going to have a lot of problems, but look like Sensei is going to get the better of PG, who kind of went in without any information there, mate.
I mean, right now, Sensei's already cooked up a frag grenade. Arshad has to buy some time around for his teammates to really show up. But Team Karthik, not in the best of the positions. I'm expecting that comeback cavalry to really arrive. As Sensei going in for the flank has been spotted by K18. Now that was a really good shot taken by him. But Arshad just sort of opening himself up. But Punk is there with the trade.
That was a beautiful little trade-off coming over there. Of course, K18 making sure that the flank is secured, which means you're going to have to retract your statement sooner or later. But right now, Gartha going in for that revive. He's got to be careful because although Punk is currently, focusing on K18, Omega's position is going to be pivotal. He could come up from behind, in fact, from up top, and lay down some lead in their direction, which could be problematic. But now Gartha is going to come around the tree. He does get that knock on K18, and that is going to be problematic as Omega comes in from behind. Gets the finish on Sensei, now focuses on Gothic, does get the knock, but from behind, it is going to be Clown who makes sure his captain is still in this game as the revive comes in, and another team is going to bite the dust.
I mean, it's an absolute bloodbath the way these teams are taking these fights, and well, you gotta give the props to the boys from Team 8-bit, and well, Ketan, of course, I mean, it did get lucky this time, getting those two knocks. One with
I think that was a good cover of them, mate.
I mean, that indeed was, but then again, there was no one looking at him, so he had a free fire, and he just took those shots and got those finishes. Yeah, I mean, got those knocks, not even a finish.
Well, at least he did get the knock. He made sure that the flank was secure. I think that was a good play coming in. Of course, a little bit late from Omega, in my opinion. Had he come in a little bit earlier, things could have gone a little different. But now, a team that we've all been talking about, Team Jonathan, on our screens. And as you quickly have a look at the circle, we are going to be just west of the prison. And it's going to be interesting because we do have a lot of open areas. But also the thing is, we have the shelters down below. So we have a lot of compounds for cover as well. So again, the fact that, you have 16 teams still alive, 56 players still raring to go. Oh, you talked about it being a bloodbath earlier, my dear friend. It's going to get chaotic real soon.
I mean, yeah, it's just the calm before the storm in it. And right now, Team Jonathan, they haven't really been doing a lot. And I've been seeing all these lads, they pull off some really, really crazy plays. But this time, being really serious because they've got a huge, huge target to accomplish. And Goblin, I believe, has spotted out Toxic, just trying to scope around with that 4 times on that AK. It's gonna go into those taps. Nothing really connecting though.
Surprisingly, right now we really haven't seen a lot from Team Snacks, which is kind of strange because they love getting in the action right from the beginning. But I'm sure once they do start, they are going to be nigh unstoppable. As Goblin finally does get that knock on Toxic Singh, and now Toxic Singh's teammate, his captain Bandukbaz, does go in for the revive, making sure they deploy some smoke from cover. But now this could be a good situation, a good chance, in fact, for Team Guru to kind of push up on them because Guru OP gets another knock on Somraj, which means they could be in a world of trouble and expect a little bit of a push coming in any second now.
Any particular second. But right now, what is really going wrong with maybe Team 4 King over here because they cannot really go in for the flank angles, right? They cannot get a lot of area over here.
Surrounded.
Yeah, they're absolutely surrounded. The moment they try to pull something else off, I mean, they are going to just be taken down because you've got those teams coming in from the periphery. And right now, Ferocity, he's got that TP clinched in. I mean, this is one of those exclusive weapons that you tend to find in Erangel, and boy oh boy, I mean, talk about the stability on this one, talk about the damage. A lot of the streamers love to use this one.
I love the fact how all these weapons are balanced because although you do have the stability for the DP28, you have that amazing recoil control, but oh boy, when you want to reload this gun up, it takes a lifetime, so to speak. So I love the fact that everything's balanced out, but it looks like Ferocity is going to be a little bit ferocious as he does get a knock on Paul, and Bandukbaz is going to be blown to smithereens courtesy of Doc. Now, as the action is going to intensify, all the teams are going to get close to one another, and well, expect a lot of mobile cover at that.
You know what, XP, I really see a lot of traffic around that eastern part of the circle, right? So many teams just right beside each other. They've got their own fortress built up over there. But eventually it comes down to who holds the center. And this definitely is a team that is not doing the same because you've got Team IT over here and they're playing from the edges. Now, you've got to be really careful when you're going into a strat like this because we certainly can understand for a fact that the teams have taken it really seriously. And there you go, the golf ball hitting in. I really love how Team IND have positioned themselves. I'm really keen to see as to how are they going to get inside the circle.
Well, as for Team Snacks, I guess their first opposition is going to be Team Gothic, and the fact that Team Gothic are kind of spread a bit thin could be problematic for them, especially since we know that it is going to be an uphill battle, so to speak, and it does look like Team Ronick are in a good position as well, pretty much in the center of the new circle, and the fact that there's an airdrop right next to them is something that could come in handy. Now, it does look like Roach is getting shot at from the distance, and the fact that their vehicles are kind of busted up means they might have to make a run for it on foot, which could be problematic, but of course, if you have enough smoke grenades, you could conceal your movement. But right now, Ferocity does spot Team Ronick in the distance. A few shots have been let loose, as on the other end, it looks like Paul and the boys from IQ are going down one by one.
I mean, this is it, right? This is the moment where we see this pandemonium completely happening right in front of us. The massacre that we've been talking about, as all the teams are just kind of striving to get themselves inside the circle somehow or the other. This is the moment where we're going to see those vehicles completely blowing up. And Spray God in a bit of a skirmish, in a 1-1 duel, just trying to spray in through. But now we're in a completely different fight. We've got the boys from 4 Kings pushing up on the players of Global Esports.
Team Action are going to be in a world of trouble as they're going down one by one, but right now Guru is going to be on the offensive. He doesn't know where the enemy is. He is going up on the smoke. It is going to be against GE, but the thing is, can he get the kill? In fact, he is administering a first aid so close to the enemy that it is scary just for me. As Sauron whips out his star rail. The question is, does he get the finish? No, he does not. He gets knocked out instead as Doc is going to take a double grenade knock as Ferocity is going to be blown to smithereens as Guru OP is still continuing the fight against Doc and Fest, who are bleeding on their knees as backup. Much needed backup, in fact, is going to be coming in. Spragon again. How is this man still alive? He just wiped out an entire team all by his lonesome.
I mean, I really did not know the way the pushes came on over here. It's all so chaotic. XP, we've got to be honest about it. Look at this, 35 players still alive. Everyone sort of playing through the edges. You've got a few teams playing through the centers. We haven't really seen a lot coming out of Team IND as well. Now, we've got some wagerings going around, but this one grenade might change a lot of things over here.
A big boom in the distance, and looks like a couple of people have kind of lost a lot of HP, but right now Hydra Danger, he is in a dangerous position. They still are a three-man squad taking cover behind whatever little cover they can find. That buggy is going to be coming in handy right now as smokes are going to be deployed. Now the question is, they need to make quick work of Team Guru, otherwise they could be in a world of trouble, as now they are going to be relentlessly firing indiscriminately into that smoke, hoping that a couple of their shots connect. In fact, one shot did connect, but now grenades are going to be lobbed in from the other side, as Danger could be in a very dangerous position. And now Nuclear again making sure enough smoke is deployed to conceal their movement, but they're going to have to do something quick over here. Fixes, they need to either finish off Team Guru or they need to finish off Team Gothic, who've been raining down grenades on them.
Certainly, and they do not really have a lot of time to do that, and I think this is the right moment. They've got that aerial advantage, and you might as well want to capitalize upon it, as Danger is just peppering down a few bullets onto which the players are focusing, as we've got a few more finishes going up on our finish feed over there, as Kuruopi has managed to find the better out of Danger and puts him out of his misery.
Guru OP has been playing like a different beast today. I mean, he is completely done a 360 on what it was like yesterday, and right now looks like Prince is going to be ballsy enough to be driving around right now with the car as he knocks over Dawn, as Hydra Alpha is going to administer that first aid. I mean, this man has a lot of first aid. 7 are still left. Looks like he's making the right decision to go for a little bit of a heal battle, just making sure his team gets those placement points, as he is, of course, the last man standing. And it does kind of seem like King Roach is doing the same in the distance there, Fixes.
I mean, things have started to get really interesting, XP, because look at the circle. I mean, there's no one at the epicenter of it, and that's a good decision, because you've got that open area around you, as Picard is tapping in with his Mini 14 to get that confirmation over there, as well, Team Ronak, they're making a move, have already secured 3 finishes with just the loss of that one player.
Hey man, that one player could be coming in to be a problem later on, but let's see if that's going to be the case. But right now, King is going to be the last man standing. Roach, does he go down? He does get taken down by the play zone, in fact. And the play zone wants to be a little bit of a spoil sport, as Nate Pro is taken down as well, which means now, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the final 5 teams, as Hydra Alpha is going to succumb to his injuries as well, which means it's going to be 13 players alive, and only 1 is going to walk away the winners. And have a look at that team. Team Snacks, Team IND, whatever you want to call them, are still a 4-man squad. And oh my goodness, let me tell you one thing, that is going to be a force to be reckoned with, as Prince is going to try and crawl his way to a little bit of cover before he does anything to give his position away, because you do have Team Gothic. Kind of, they have the hilltop, so to speak, but the fact that, again, they are spread out a bit thin could be problematic for them. They do have enough cover over here in the form of vehicles and that solo tree. And have a look at that, Gothic making sure that they are going to position the vehicles around. I like the fact that they have this little flat tabletop mountain situation going for them. That is going to be helpful.
That certainly will be, and considering how the circle has again shifted and certainly has established that the circle does favor no one, just being equally fair to all these players. But right now you've got Snacks just spraying in with his Carvel, just droning down, has not really been able to find anything. But in the meanwhile, they've got that having secured 7 kills ready. We've got to see how interesting it gets. But right now you've got Clowny getting that 1 knock. We've got to see if he can capitalize on it and get a few more, because this is a moment, this is a cue. You need to push in and get those finishes going in your favor. Might as well secure the chicken.
A few grenades coming in. Have a look at this. The fact that Gothic is going to be right over there in front as the first line of defense means his teammates do have a lot of options coming in. Now, of course, they are going to pass themselves up. Make sure that the boosters are on 100%, because you don't want just the health. You want that little extra speed as well. And from the other end, looks like Team Snacks are going to have a little bit of a skirmish breaking out with Team Ronak, but looks like it is going to be... wait a second, one of them have gone in. Picard goes down as well, which means Ronak is now the last man standing, or rather... sliding on his stomach over here as a grenade is going to be lobbed in from Spray God. The question is it going to connect? Again, Team Rana could be decimated right now if Team Snacks decides to make a move from the other end as well.
It's going to get really interesting because you've got Spray God making those movements. Does finish off. Clowny, though, now has spotted out the players of Team Ronak, and Ronak falling off. And this is Team IT defeating Team Ronak as Bunk just gets blown up by the nades coming in by the boys from IND. And
Let me just say one thing.
seem like we're going to go in for Team IND getting the win.
Have a look at that. IT, they've got 10 finishes, and out of that, 8 finishes are coming from Spray God's way. Fixers, talk about living up to this name. This man is a god when it comes to spraying down those bullets in the opponent's direction.
I mean, it's gonna get 100% agree with you because, well, Team IT, this is certainly a team that has been getting those finishes on board for them already. 10 being the number over here, but I love the spread coming in by the boys from Team IND. I mean, some good IGLing going on out there.
I love the fact that again, they are a 4-man unit right till the very end. And I love the fact that Icy Baby is still on the line to lose a lot of money today, which is going to be making me a little bit more happy. But amazing gameplay coming in. Now, if you talk about finishes real quick, not a lot of finishes for Team Snacks as of now. But of course, the day has just started, and that number is going to be adding on as Conflict is going to be the last man standing for his team. And in fact, he is in no man's land. That is not where you want to be between a hard rock and rock and a hard place, I beg your pardon, as he's got IT Spray God and Prince at one end, and well, the 4 members from Team Snacks riddling their way on the other. Now it is going to be whoever takes the first shot is going to give us. But again, I think Team Snacks, they're just playing around over here. A few shots have been fired. Spray God gets spotted out. He takes a few hits as he finally gets taken down. And it was kind of funny seeing Gothic take a little bit of damage as well.
I mean, his position is completely compromised right now. All that Team IT needs to do is just lob a few grenades at him. And finally, I think Gothic has been spotted out. And eventually, there you go. Team IND again, getting the 4th on the board. How on earth are these lads doing it, XP?
I think somebody forgot to give the other teams a memo that this is like a tournament and not just a showcase, because they aren't playing like a Team Snacks. They're coming snacking on the opposition, them out. That's what these guys are doing.